Looks just like an ordinary bat to you, doesn't it?
No. It's like a bat that's been well used and it's a signature.
I really want that bat. I want that bat. But I've got to think about how to get that bat. Because there's a lot of psychology that you need when you go into an auction.
In New York for the big auction, Seth acknowledges that another part of collecting's appeal for him is that it's intensely competitive.
Oh, I love pursuing a piece. It's really more a sense that you're a hunter when you're going after a rhinoceros or something. That's really what the feeling is of collecting. It's like you bagged a great one. There are some that you'll bag cheaply and some that are more expensive, but you're looking at the overall creation. I'd be very thrilled if this piece went under $20,000. And between 20 and 30, I'm not going to let it go. And at about 31 or 32, I might take it as well. But after that, it becomes, Hello? Hey, how you doing? Spoke to a lot of heavy people last night. Lots of interesting stuff. You never know. I mean, this auction, I call it the testosterone auction. It's beyond, it's... All right, I'll see you later. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have for your competition today a sale of the Barry Halper collection of baseball memorabilia. This is session 14, including lots 1,963 to 2,114. I want to start at 10 o'clock. Lot number 1965.
Baseball collectors are somewhat unto themselves.
Earl Weaver, Oriole Sign Road jersey.
They're mostly guys.
I have it up again.
They are relatively macho. They have fun with what they're doing, but they're also really serious. They understand that this area is now so well developed that it's going to cost a lot of money, and they're absolutely prepared to do it.
Lot number 2015.
This is the Major League of Baseball auctions. One item is already sold for $300,000. The Bucky Dent bat isn't offered until the final day.
There's a lot of nervousness. I think there's a lot of posturing. I'd like to think that I fly a little bit beneath the radar. So I kind of like to sit in the back right-hand side, almost in the same place I used to sit in my classrooms in 7th and 8th and 9th grade, because you get an overview of what's happening. You're close enough to the phones where you can hear and try to feel out the action. So there are definitely nerves, but I know that when I really want something, there's a certain feeling that comes over you, and you just kind of, it fills the room.
Lot number 2032, 1978 Bucky Dent playoff home run bat. And as you can imagine, I have a lot of interest. 6,000, 7,000, 13,000, 18,000, 18,000, 19 in the room now, 19. 20,000 on the phone, 22,500, $22,000. Back right, 22,000, 23,000.
I was very nervous beforehand, and my strategy was to just put that paddle up and just let it go. I mean, I was willing to go to 32, and then I was really, in the back of my mind, willing to go to 40. And there was somebody else that was also willing to go there. When it hit 50, I thought, this is craziness. But then I thought I'd jump back in as a surprise, and maybe it would knock everybody out.
43, 44, 44,000. 45, 46,000. 46,000 against you. 47. 47's on the phone now. Last, 48,000. 48,000 against you now. 48's in the room. 50,000. At $50,000, sir, it's on the phone.
I'm done.
No, $50,000. I shall sell it to the phone bidder. No, 51,000. $51,000. Left-hand side of the room now at 51. 52,000. Fair warning, sir. 52,000. 52,000 against both of you now, on the phone at 52. Fair warning now, I shall sell it for 53,000. 53,000, 54,000 on the phone now. 55,000 in the back of the room at 55. 56,000. Phone bid at 56. 56,000 on the phone now. Any more, sir? At 56,000?
No.
$56,000 now. Fair warning to both of you now at 56,000. All done. I'll put the hammer down right now. 56,000. Sold.
I fought that as best I could.
L3, 5, 7.
I've been an auctioneer now at Sotheby's for nearly 25 years, and so I've seen, the most extraordinary array of emotions. Most people mask them. People come in, there's a certain decorum. They don't want to display everything on a sleeve. But there are tears. There are groans. There are cries of happiness. Auctions are about emotion. I mean, there's an enormous amount of emotion in an auction room.
At $6,000.
The winning bidder came up to me afterwards, and he's a dealer, and he congratulated me. A lot of people said he never congratulates anybody, and he said, listen, I was willing to go to 75 on that thing. I was at that game, and just no one was going to stop me. But these are the things that happen. It's a piece with soul, and it would have fit nicely into my collection. But there are other things. Oh, that's what happens.
This time around, Seth lost the bat of his dreams, but he's no stranger to winning.
When you win something at auction or you buy something from a dealer somewhere, the anticipation of getting it, it's a fabulous feeling.
I'm going to be king.
And I believe in those feelings, I think that they're the most fun feelings. I know that when my son says, Dad, can I get a toy? These are grown-up toys.
Oh, Daddy, that's good.
That's pretty good, huh? I used to do this when I was your age.
And believe it or not, that's why a lot of people get into collecting baseball memorabilia. Because it is fun, and it reminds them of those glory days of being 8, 9, and 10 years old.
Well, get it!
It's the quickest way back there.
There's nothing nostalgic or sentimental about what's going on here. It's not even competitive in the sense of having an outcome that's in doubt. But for the people who love it, this is as absorbing and deeply satisfying as any other kind of play. Wrestling is a mix of sport, theater, and morality play. It may be carefully scripted and choreographed, but the catharsis it provides for its followers is absolutely real. Welcome to a slice of ancient Rome in the 21st century, World Championship Wrestling. Wrestling is one of the most popular sports on American television. But for many of its fans, there's no substitute for the real thing. Perhaps because the emotion at the ringside is so raw, so direct.
On TV, it's great, but right here, you feel the action. You can see the sweat pouring out the guys and everything.
It's more exciting at a real match because I actually get to see the wrestlers, when they come out.
It's a great event, to come out and watch these men, perform. It's just a rush for everyone.
Yes, I do like them because they're sexy.
There's a true partnership going on here between spectators and performers.
Mainly we tend to think that only the active kind of play is what we should call play. But basically, most people, most of the time, are in what I would call passive play. That is, they're watching somebody else and they empathize, they put their feelings into the person on the stage, but this is a much more controlled kind of thing.
Tonight, 3 professional athletes have come for the show, members of the Oakland Raiders football team.
I've always been a fan since I was a little kid, so I'm pretty excited about tonight. You got more flips and more maneuvers coming off the top rope. I remember when you just had the basic headlock. Now you got, the scorpion death lock. You got all this stuff, so cool.
Can I get one, bro? Yeah, man, hop in, man.
It's like they're big, they're strong, they're agile. And, you can call them actors, showmen, whatever, but, so are we. People are coming out here to have a good time, to make a lot of noise, a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline. And I think that's what everybody wants. It's like that, that you can get off the hook a little bit, fly off the handle, and it's okay, because everybody else is doing the same thing.
Tonight's performance at the Oakland Coliseum features one of wrestling's rising stars, Buff Bagwell. With his superhero physique, Buff plays the all-American hero, battling the forces of evil. His opponent is Berlin, a classic villain, complete with his sinister henchman, the Wall.
In this business, you've got to be an athlete, you've got to be marketable, and you got to be believable. Now, if you're one of those three, you're going to be good. If you're two of those three, you're going to be even better. If you got all three, which I've got, you're going to be great.
Maybe you knew what they were saying is it was a little too low. What they were saying was, USA!
I'm buff. I mean, that's me. You know, that's just an exaggerated figure of myself. So I'm really just playing an exaggerated figure of myself, you know, when I go out there. So it's kind of like John Wayne. He was a great actor, people think, but really he was just John Wayne, you know. And I'm just buff, you know. Every single thing's got to have good with evil, or there's no storyline.
There's no ambiguity in this drama, and that's what invites the audience in. You cheer for the hero, you boo the villain.
The fans and myself, you feed off each other, you know. Some nights are better than others. I mean, I may go out and hear a good response, and the more response I hear, the more I give them, and it's kind of a back and forth thing. And if it's not that good of a response, then you try to be still out there and go for it, but you still kind of lose it a little bit if the fans are not with you as much.
Even though the moves are choreographed in advance, wrestling requires real skill, agility, strength, and stamina.
People a lot of times have a misconception of our sport, and we're sports entertainment. We're not pulling that plug, and I mean that's the bottom line. But it's a lot rougher than people think. I mean, I'm not sure if you know about this or not, but a year ago, April, I broke my neck. I was on live TV on Thunder, had a move where the guy hit me with my neck, and I was totally paralyzed for 5 minutes. So for me to even get back in the ring is a phenomenal task. So it goes to show you the dedication and stuff that we've got to be what we are. A lot of competition. We take this stuff serious. I mean, it's 150 egos in one company. I mean, you know, 150 bullies, 150 athletes, 150 who's the baddest, who's the strongest, who's the fastest. It's like 150 kids, you know, trying to see who's the baddest, you know.
When we're children, why do we ask to hear the same stories over and over? Perhaps because they excite and reassure us at the same time. Even though we know what's coming, we still project ourselves into the action, feel the same fears, and then breathe the same sighs of relief. And that's what's happening here. Buff Bagwell almost loses every match, but in the end, he triumphs because he's our hero. Much of the emotional impact of play is that it delivers the feelings we crave. Wrestling does that every single time. Sometimes the feelings we crave in play echo our childhood. What we want is to feel a sense of awe and wonder once again. Welcome to the dedication of a fantasy, the christening of the largest cruise ship in the world. The Voyager of the Seas is about to embark on her maiden voyage. Longer than 4 jumbo jets, twice as wide as Broadway in New York, she is 142,000 tons of escape from everyday life, measured in 1-week increments. Sometimes play isn't about turning on, it's about turning off.